Hello and welcome to the 24th episode of the Dlsone podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Daniel Goodman, or DG Cubes.
Hey, Lucenzo!
Hello and welcome to the 24th episode of the Dlsone podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Daniel Goodman, or DG Cubes.
I'm Avocado, or #Cuber.
I'm Allison Lee, or the Programming Cuber.
I'm Adam Vetzer, or the Rubik's Cubed.
And today we are joined with our guest, Spotty, or Sarah.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you on the podcast. Okay, so first we are going to get right into our Q&A. So the first question comes from Seth Griffin, who says, for Spotty, what made you want to do a face reveal?
A face reveal? Oh, so many people were asking, so I don't know. It was just... Yeah, I don't know. And it was also a milestone, so 10k. Why not? And showing your face makes it a lot easier to... It, like, opens up a lot of doors for, like, video ideas and stuff you can do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Was there a particular reason, like, you weren't showing your face in the first place? Because I know for, like, in the case of a lot of YouTubers, like, in the beginning, it's like a privacy thing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I was
yeah.
just really uncomfortable, and I didn't want, like, people... I don't know, like, school friends or whatever. It's weirder if your face is all over the internet.
That's true.
I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel.
Yeah, we all feel, I think. Like, just today, somebody pulled up a video in class and started blasting it. I was like, no, turn it off.
Yes.
Turn it off.
Today I heard, I wasn't even there, but apparently in some other class, like the grade below me, they found my Cube Depot rap and they were like playing it in class.
Oh,
So
no.
I've heard, I already heard like stories about that. So
I was
yeah.
at a party with my friend, or I was hosting the party actually at my house on Sunday, and my friend just played my video, handed the phone off to someone else, and bear hug restrained me from getting the phone back. And so I was just like trying to wrestle her off me for like 30 minutes, and while this video was just playing on the not 30 minutes, but like I was like wrestling
yeah, I was
her
gonna
while
say,
the
what
video
30
was
minute
playing.
video do you have?
No. No. I was just like trying to wrestle her off me, and it was like so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that
it's embarrassing
happens.
for us because it's like almost like another person who's like speaking. I don't know why, but like I don't know. I think the best way to go about it is like owning it. I think DG out of all of us is probably the one who's like that's
Yeah.
like the most. I don't want to say problem, but it's the most. It happens the most with him because like people are like actively aware in his school about about his YouTube channel, and like. He posts stuff like the Cube Depot rap. So, and then again, hey, look, I posted In the Arms of the Angel, right? But that wasn't on my channel, and nobody's ever gonna find that.
Very
So,
true.
Ooh, well, maybe.
okay, don't threaten me.
I'm going to play it across the whole school. It's gonna be on the announcement speaker.
On the announcements.
It's just
Yeah, I mean
Adam
like
singing
but,
In
like-
the Arms of an Angel.
yeah, no.
You gotta own it.
Yeah, compared to other
Yeah.
people like who I've talked to, I'm definitely more like vocal about having a YouTube channel than other people are. Like, you know, everybody in my school basically knows about it, and it's like
I'm
you know,
pretty
I'm okay
reserved.
with that.
I'm not vocal, but like I'll mention it. Like I'm not like completely uncomfortable with mentioning it,
Yeah.
depending on the context. But I'm definitely not vocal
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean, I shouldn't say it like that because that sounds like I brag about it. But like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
I've brought it up like once or twice, and that's enough for it to like you know spread. And I don't try to prevent it from spreading or anything. Like I'm
Right.
okay with people knowing.
I don't
that.
think I actively try to prevent it either, but like what Ava said, like about being reserved, I would say that. Like even if it comes up where it like might fit into a conversation, like what Allison said, I usually don't say
Yeah,
anything.
same.
Like
Yeah, I
So-
don't usually say much.
Like,
either.
even if I'm talking about Rubik's Cubes,
Does anybody
I mean-
like know in your like your
My-
some of your friends probably know from school, right, Ava?
so like freshman year, like 5 people knew, and then so I don't even know, like someone on my soccer team found my Instagram. I don't even know how.
Oh
And
no.
And now, like yesterday, a teacher was like, "Oh, I saw your video. Students were gossiping about it." I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, see
I
what
don't know.
happens is for me on Instagram, I don't have a personal Instagram account, so my friends all tag me as like the Programming Cuber account, so then I just get more people from school continuing.
Yeah,
to
same
follow
thing
me.
here.
I don't follow like school friends on that Instagram because like,
I try
just-
not to either, But yeah.
I just like to keep those lives like separate.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I just got too lazy to make a personal Instagram, and I just found it to be like a waste of time, so I just never made a personal one.
Yeah, like I think honestly one of the reasons that I do like mention like I think I get the fact that I have a YouTube channel out there. That was almost a sentence. I think like one of the reasons I'm more vocal about it is because like I would honestly hate it if like I didn't tell anyone and then someone just found out and then they're like, you know, why didn't you tell me about this, right? Like I wouldn't want that. Like I want people to be aware of it, and then it's just kind of like a thing about me that like they just know, you know.
So it's from the 2x2 Pro. For all, what do you think about the top 3x3s on the market? Volk Power M, GAN Air SM, GTS 2M, and which one do you think is the best one?
Yeah, so for reference, I was the one who did the questions, and I thought this was valuable to put in because even like a month's time is enough time to pass to like have another discussion about the best markets on the 3x3. Best markets on the 3x3.
Best markets on 3x3.
Best 3x3s on the market. I think that's like honestly a discussion you could have every month and like input something new. So I thought it would be worthwhile to talk. Like the last time we answered this question was probably like 2 or 3 podcasts ago. So for me personally, I haven't gotten a lot of the newer 3x3s. Like I'm falling back again. Like I have like these times where I like get all the newest stuff, and then other times where I just don't like get any new cubes and stuff like that.
I know the feeling.
And I think it aligns. I think it aligns with college apps for me because like I spent so much time doing college applications that like I just don't have time for cubing. But now that that's done, maybe I'll pick it back up again. I don't know. It just depends on like how I feel, honestly. But I don't need more 3x3s, and I'm really happy with my GTSM 2. So or 2M. People make fun of me because of that. GTS 2M. So yeah, I can't like I don't think I can honestly say what's the best one, but like for me, a good one is the GTS 2.
I mean, I think one that's underrated, which is what I'm using now, but I've also not really been practicing that much because of Van, but the one I've been using is the MF3RS V2. Yeah, that one's actually pretty good. Like, it's kind of like a GTS 2M, but like more stable. So I like it.
Have you guys tried the Yushin Little Magic? Because I haven't tried either of them.
That.
But yeah, I've heard that one's also really good.
I've made memes about it.
Oh, right.
And I want to buy, like, as a joke, I'm probably just going to buy, like, 5 of them.
That's a good joke, Adam.
No, but
Yeah, I've heard
I want to, like,
things.
start it as, like, the next cube I'm obsessed with. Like, Hualong was the last one, like, I was jokingly obsessed with, so I don't know.
Yeah, I tried one yesterday, actually. The freshmen at my school, there are a lot of cubers among them. So, like, people are just walking around with cubes in the hallway and stuff. But one of the people at my school had a Little Magic. So I tried it, but his was really loose, so I didn't really get a good idea of how it like really feels. But it was surprisingly good. He said it pops a lot though, just because his is like really loose, but it did actually feel like a good cube.
Yeah, just like it falls apart a lot, and like the screws are out.
The Volk Power M is really new, right? Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's
I
like
don't think
days
anyone has
old.
tried it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has it, or
Wait.
not anyone. but
Like the normal consumer.
yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of what the guy listed, like the GAN Air SM, I have it. It's pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of GAN puzzles though, so.
I think they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
solving the problems that
Yeah.
they had before. Like,
Yeah.
I use the GTS 2M as my main, but I think like objectively, out of those 3, it's the worst.
Really?
It's
Huh.
like the blockiest, and it probably
Yes,
has like
I
the
agree
worst.
with that so much.
It has
Yeah.
the worst
Oh,
corner
that's
cutting
true.
probably, and I don't know, but it just fits my turning style, so I use it.
Yeah. Everything flows so nicely for me on that cube. I like it.
Yeah, the fluidity's good.
What is your main now, Sarah?
Oh, I use the SM. I think it's
Oh, okay.
like it's really good. Yeah.
Mm.
I really like it.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
But it's
I
just
used
really
it-
expensive. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I used it at a competition. I think I got my PB average, like, official PB average on it. But I used Derpies. It wasn't mine. It was really good, though.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good puzzle.
All right. So the next question comes from Cooked Bread. For everyone but Derpy. I don't know why they excluded Derpy in this, but he's not here anyway.
Yeah, it's a little mean.
What is your favorite book? So,
Don't you even.
No, I
Don't you
wasn't
even-
We were
Catcher
just
in the
talking
Rye.
about this.
Don't you even say it.
You know what? I'm gonna say it now. It's not my favorite book, but I'm gonna say Catcher in the Rye, just because I know, just to bother Adam.
I don't read a lot of books, but I'm reading one right now that's pretty interesting. Just as far as like school books, like books I've read for school, I've liked Fahrenheit 451. Reading
Ew.
1980. What?
Oh, I hate that book.
Well, yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, I can understand why somebody would hate it. Like, but I don't know. I like the
I've
whole
heard about
dystopia
that book,
thing.
never read it.
I've heard. I buy into like the whole dystopia idea. I like that a lot. And so right now I'm reading 1984 by
I love
George Orwell.
1984. That is a good.
Oh,
book.
I've read
I'm only
that.
I'm only like 20 pages in, but like I'm a huge history buff.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it like parallels Stalinism
Yeah.
and like the Soviet Union, I like a lot. And plus, it's a dystopia story.
It is
so,
a
like,
it is a great book.
yeah. Like there is one dystopia I hate though, The Giver. I hated that
Really?
book.
That's a good
Yeah.
Wait,
book.
really?
I liked it.
I don't
Yeah,
like
I
The
like
Giver.
I like that series.
It could just be that like I blew off reading it because I didn't want to.
Mm.
It was like 6th grade, but I remember not liking it. But anyway, as far as like books outside of school, like I just read a bunch of like geography books because I like geography.
Ha, nerd.
Nerd.
Someone who has a favorite book, go.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, no, that's actually my favorite book series. Not Catcher in the Rye, but yeah.
I'm not a
I
big
don't
reader
know.
myself.
I don't read a lot.
Yeah, same.
There you go.
Yep.
We make YouTube videos
Yeah,
for a
just
reason.
no one here reads.
Nothing you read.
Okay, like from my childhood, it would be the entire like Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus series. I
Yeah,
like
I
love
remember.
those books.
That's good.
And my brother also introduced me to a series called The Hungry City Chronicles. That was pretty good. But that was also a few years ago. Like I haven't read stuff outside of school in a long time.
Pretty much.
I've been loaded up on books in English class this year, so I haven't gotten to do any of my own like personal reading, but
Yeah, English got very brutal very quickly because immediately, like, last year it was, like, paced out. This year, like, our first 2 books, you were given, like, 2 classes to read, or, like, 2 classes of time. Like, so it was, like, 4 days that we had to finish the whole book in. So I was like, this is terrible.
That sucks.
But, yeah, we're reading Huck Finn now. And this is actually paced out. It's, like... She's keeping it under 100 pages between classes.
Nice.
wow, the most we ever get like between classes is like 40 or 50. I guess we
Oh.
have it
I was
pretty
just
light.
assigned 104 pages of 1984. Like, not just, like, 2 weeks ago, but, like, of course nobody started it. It's due Friday. I'm, like, 20 pages in.
Oh,
So-
see, my stuff for Huck Finn is due Friday. We got our books on Monday. And
Oh, for
I have to
reference,
read
for listeners, we were
chapters
recording this
1
on
to
a
10.
Wednesday. So, that means it's due soon.
Yeah.
I also liked, this is an abstract one, Slaughterhouse 5.
I haven't read it, but I want to.
Don't read it unless you're, like, ready to reread it, honestly.
What?
Like,
You have to
Wait,
read
what?
it twice to
you
get
can't
it?
just... Yeah, like, you can't just read it through once. You gotta stop some places, you gotta go back. It's not... It has no... The book has no time. Which is, like, a weird concept, but it's... Usually we go chronologically in books, right? And there are books that don't go chronologically, right? I mean, like, you have, like, I don't know, like, I can talk. We have, like, informative books, right? Like, cookbooks, or, like, I don't know, like, field guides, right? Those
No.
are books.
Adam,
But-
I don't know,
no.
like, if no one told you this, you're supposed to do all the recipes in a cookbook from the front to the back.
yeah, you're supposed to read it.
You're supposed
Yeah,
to
but it
read
has no time. Anyway, the point is that
Yes, it does.
this
The
is,
first
like,
recipe is 20 minutes. The second recipe is an hour.
Allison, you know what? No, that was not the point I was trying to make. This is like a traditional narrative novel, but it has no time. It just jumps to random spots in, like, the story at random points in time. So, like, he could be in the middle of a war, and then the next sentence will talk about him, like, being kidnapped by aliens, which is an actual thing in the book. And
That's
The
Very
aliens
strange.
see in 4 dimensions. So you have to wrap your mind about this. The aliens don't have time. So everything that happened, will happen, and has happened is just something that is. And they exist in all possibilities.
That's crazy, man.
That's so sketchy.
And it's like, yeah. And so I liked it just because the concept is so foreign and like out there, you can get a lot of meaning out of it. Like, it's not like a clear-cut book where it's like, character goes through growth, character learns something, and like, oh, there's a moral. Like, it's not like that.
Okay.
It's like,
That's really
it's so weird, and it can only come from like the twisted mind of somebody who's been to war, and so, it's just, I don't know, it's just like something to think about. So when I mean like you can't read it once, like that's what I actually mean.
Okay.
Like, it's like you gotta like analyze it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my rant.
Nice.
The cubed cuber asks, Spotty, how long have you been Australian?
How long have I been Australian?
I think they're asking your age.
How long have you been Australian?
Well, then I guess
I think
like
that's what that is.
15 years I've been Australian. I'm actually like Asian, because they can't see me, but I'm Asian, so...
Yeah.
But I was born in Australia, so kind of... I don't know. I don't know if I would call myself really Australian. But, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, what
Yeah.
nationality?
Oh, so my parents are Indonesian.
Oh yeah, so I realized in this podcast we have 3 Asian females and 2 Jewish males.
Okay.
Nice observation.
Good observation. Good observation.
Thank you.
You know what I noticed?
What?
All 5 of us are recording audio.
No way.
How about that? Look, the patterns I'm seeing are just like unparalleled, man.
It's because you can see in 4 dimensions.
That's right. No, this is an interesting concept. The way we identify with nationalities is like somewhat arbitrary, right? Because honestly, you could say like, those people that are like, oh, I'm part German, Irish, Indian, like,
Yeah, oh my
and they give
God,
like,
I just-
right. So they go back and they're like talk about their like great, but like there's nothing stopping them from saying that, right? Because that's true.
Yeah.
Right. So if you take every human and like trace it all the way back, what you identify as your nationality, I guess, is just like an arbitrary point you decide to like end on. And I think it has more validity if you choose like your parents or your grandparents. But you could just trace it back to like the first humans, and we're all African. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really true.
Yeah.
Hey, some of the what? Continents. Yes, some of the contents. Some of the continents where we consider our nationalities from now didn't even exist if you trace it back far enough. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you could be anything.
Also, humans didn't exist though. If it
yeah,
counts.
that too.
Yeah.
So you've been Australian 15 years. Nice.
15 years.
So the answer is either 15 or 0 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
pretty
true.
much.
True.
Just Cuban asks, also, what do you think about Chris Tran's Angstrom Research?
It's very cool.
Chris
Yeah.
Tran is a god among men.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but I really do think it's like meaningful work.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Chris just started a thing called Angstrom Research where he's making like nice rubrics. So
Very nice rubric.
Can I
like,
link it?
basically things that the cubicle can't produce. Yeah, we'll link it in the show notes. But it's basically just stuff that the cubicle can't produce because like it would be like too high demand and it would be impossible to do it like efficiently. So he's doing it on his own and he has like a website for it. So that'll be linked in the show notes, but yeah, I think it's great. I think he's doing a wonderful thing.
In like any field, you need one person to like progress somehow, like in ways that a company can't. Some things need to be left to individuals because they're not viable, like financially viable for a company. And so I think what gets me the most about this project is that it's just so like almost like heroic because he's like spending his own time and money in order to like move the Cuban community forward, and like the fact that's independent of any sort of corporation is like, I don't know, a good thing. I wouldn't like idealize it to the point of like he's an actual god, like, or anything, like, or he's like the best person ever. I was just joking about that sort of stuff, but like I really do think what he's doing is meaningful and like important for the future of cubing. So that's a good thing. So you should look at that.
Yeah.
Do you think that the stuff that he's like researching on now and like the stuff he's making will actually become like popular though, or do you think it's like a very niche kind of product?
I would say both. I mean, it's a niche product because like it's a boutique. He said it itself. It's a boutique. So like the people who are going to use it are just people who have to use it in order to get better. Like, so if something comes out that like improves your cube, who are the people that are going to use it? The people who are the best speed cubers, right? Even if it's expensive, the best speed cubers are going to use that to improve. So it's niche in the fact that like it has like a barrier to entry monetarily, like being that like it's expensive. But you know, if something's out there to improve cubes, you bet that the best speed cubers are going to use that to improve their cubes because like they can afford to do that, you know. But at the same time, it's still improving cubing, you know. So and I think proof of this, you just look at like stuff he's done in the past. Like magnets are now like something you need to have. Not need to. But something you should have.
You kind of need to at this point, honestly.
Or something that like everyone has, basically.
Something that everyone has. Yeah, it's been done. He did it before. And like magnets is not his own idea. It's not like he woke up in the middle of the night and said, I know, magnets. Like, it's been thought of before. But like he was the one who like actually did it. He like went out and did it. And like that's saying something. So what he's doing right now, he's going out and do it. It's not a new idea. Lubricants have been done. But like he's going out and doing it, you know? So
So next question. Cube Stack asks, is Adam in college?
I'm not in college. I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the podcast. I just finished the college application process, so I'm a senior in high school, as is DG.
Same.
Yeah. So
I don't look like it.
No. So for those of you wondering, DG has not been like the most open about like his age and stuff like that. So you're hearing it first.
I'm
we
17.
are the same age.
I'm actually I'm slightly older. 3 months.
Yeah, DG is older than me, so
Dang.
Yeah, so
You would be surprised considering the height difference.
Yes. No, there was one video from like a little while ago, and I totally see it. Do you remember, Adam, when we did that Name That Derpy video?
Yeah.
I was really short then, and you were still, really tall. Somebody commented recently saying, in this video, you look like my babysitter, and it's so true.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I'm 17. So is Adam.
The rest of us are not.
Babysitter is younger than the person.
The
there
babysitter.
Wait. Hold up.
Oh,
are the rest of you all 15?
Yeah.
Wait. So we have 3 15-year-old Asian
Oh my
females
God.
and 2 17-year-old Jewish men.
Wow, this is going places.
Oh man, I feel like we're gonna find something else soon. Like
The magic 3-2 ratio.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Sarah, are you in grade 10?
Yeah, year 10. Are you? Guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have...
We have 3.
No way.
Oh man.
Next question.
we have
Ava's like, I'm
5.
done with this. Let's
We have
go.
5 teenage African humans.
The title of Teenage African Hero.
Anyway, I want to stay on this for just a second because like I want to talk about like college because
okay.
I don't know, I just wanted to share this personally. I'm looking to go into material science engineering for like chemistry research. And yeah, I don't know. I've kind of been I wouldn't say that I want to do exactly what Chris Tran does, but I think what he does is really cool. Not necessarily in like the context of cubing, but just like producing materials. That's like essentially what he does. Like he uses chemical knowledge to like engineer stuff, and that's what I want to do on a general scale. So that's why I've been such an advocate for like his work. I just like I admire him a lot, like what he does. So, and that's what I want to do. And who knows, like half of kids who go to college like end up doing something else. So I probably end up doing something else, but we'll see.
Yep. Adam is not in college. Nobody here is. Yeah.
Oh, I do have to say this. I just got into Penn State.
Yeah, congrats.
Yes, that was my first acceptance.
Yeah.
and yeah, so and it's my number one choice, so I might go there. I don't know yet.
Nice. All right. So next question comes from Duncan Bannon, who says, "Hey guys, Duncan here. Hope you're all doing great."
Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Duncan. I hope you're doing great as well.
Today's monthly podcast question is, what's your favorite, hardest, most worthwhile ALG set? And second, what puzzle looks the best when solved and looks the best scrambled? So, favorite, hardest,
Those
most
are
worthwhile
questions.
ALG
Is that
set.
3 different questions? Like the
I don't-
favorite, hardest, and most worthwhile?
Okay, how about we just say, like, overall best ALG set? Let's go rapid fire for this one. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
how about host
Wait.
order? Or no, Sarah, you go first, then we'll go.
Rapid fire. Well, I only know like 2. No, I only know one ALG set, which is PLL, and then I'm halfway through OLL. So,
Okay.
I guess PLL would be the only one that I really know.
I'd have to say, I mean, I know most of COLL, and I think it's pretty cool, so I'm gonna say that. It's fun.
Probably ZBLL, but like I don't know most of it. I know like 50 to 100 ALGs probably.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah, I have a question. In
Yeah.
Australia, do you say ZBLL?
I mean, normally I would say Z, but like hearing a lot of people say ZBLL, that kind of
Yeah.
seems more normal.
Huh.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ZBLL doesn't sound right.
ZBL.
Yeah, that sounds
Wait,
so
but do
weird.
you say Z-perm or Z-perm?
Yeah, same reason. I say Z. I would say ZPEM, I think.
What
Oh,
I
really?
say ZPerm.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Rachel
really?
does say Z-perm.
Oh yeah, she does. I
But
feel
yeah,
like we talked
normally
about this
I would say
before.
Z. Yeah.
I forget, in Australia, did they say H or H?
H.
I say H.
I like how Ava.
But I've
Okay.
heard people say H as
I
well.
like how Ava answered.
Yeah.
with the person on the podcast.
I like Australian style of language.
I don't know very many. I like the only full ALG sets I know are OLL and PLL, and I know like a very few COLLs. So I'm not gonna say one that I know. I guess one that I think is cool is like BLS. Is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Daisy Cross. Next question.
Okay, so, and second, what puzzle looks the best when solved and looks the best scrambled? So let's go rapid fire. Sarah, you can go first.
This is like a really simple puzzle, but the mirror blocks I think looks pretty cool. But that's yeah, like not like super
Yeah.
extravagant, but I think that looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I would say, like, the ghost cube looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Scrambled. I don't know. Best cube solved, I think any dodecahedron puzzle looks cool.
I don't know. I can't point to a particular one, but like I follow a bunch of mod Instagram accounts,
Yeah,
and like
that's
whenever I see a
yeah.
really unique puzzle that I've never seen before, I always go, "Oh!" Like I have like an out loud reaction because like it's just I don't know. It's just the way some of them look are just so cool, and it's like something
Yeah.
I would never think of. So like I don't know if I would ever be able to name you the actual like best looking one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but I like the mosaic is it called mosaic blocks or mosaic cube?
I don't know which one.
The one level above ready cube.
Oh, that's the mosaic cube.
Mosaic cube. I've always liked the mosaic cube. I thought that was cool ever since I first saw it.
I mean, one I remember seeing, like, I'm the same way with all the mod things. Like, whenever I see one of the mod ones like that, that's, like, my new favorite. But, like,
Yeah.
one of the ones I remember from, it was Nathan, who made, I don't remember what it was called anymore. But he, like, cut down as far as he could off the corners of, it was when he was doing all those experiments with seeing how far he cut down off the corner of a sail. And so when he did the one with both sides, and it looks like that cube just is, like, defying gravity, like it should not exist. That one was
yeah.
really cool.
Alright, so the next question from KJDL Cuber. It's all caps. Does anyone on this podcast play Mario Odyssey or just have a Nintendo Switch? I do play Mario Odyssey. I played it like for an hour today. It's a wonderful game. I love it. Anyone else?
I have a Switch. I don't have Mario Odyssey. I want Mario Odyssey. It costs money. I don't have money. The end.
All right, that was quick. That's good.
And no one else does?
No.
No.
So who wants to take the last question?
Ooh.
Okay, Adam.
Oh.
Mr. Goodman.
What's up?
Ooh, right here. Oh,
Okay,
I
Adam.
would like to state the question.
Okay.
Actually, inquire the question. Okay.
Okay.
For Spotty, where do you see your channel growing in 5 years? If you still do it, i.e., growth content.
You said growing,
Okay.
but it said going. Where do you see your channel going in 5 years?
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd still be. I don't want to say that, like, it'd definitely be not happening anymore, but I'm pretty sure it'd be slowing down. Yeah, because, like, once I finish school, I'm not sure whether I'd have, like, time to make videos and stuff. If I did continue it, I don't know, that's such a difficult question. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I think it might slow down in 5 years.
Yeah, predicting your own future is not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
True.
Although, DG, your time capsule was pretty good.
Was it?
Pretty
I don't think
accurate.
I got
Was it?
anything
I
right.
think your subscriber count was off, but like something you were pretty good at other stuff.
I think I got my 3x3 PB, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I got the 3
Well.
I remember I got the 3x3 PB exact, which I was surprised by.
Huh.
But everything else was very wrong. That was like years ago now. Like, wait, shoot, 3 years ago. I opened it in 2014. That was
Whoa.
crazy. Whoa. Okay.
I'm old. Where
Hey,
did my childhood go?
we're all just a bunch of African teenage humans.
Kid
Stop.
teenage.
So yeah, they also had one other part to that question, which is going to tie into our Real Talk Cubing segment for this episode. So they said, for everyone, do you believe the Red Bull World Champs will eventually affect the WCA? And do you think that Red Bull and Rubik's will keep doing them? So that brings us into our Real Talk Cubing segment for this episode, which is about the Rubik's / Red Bull World Championships that are being discussed and planned. So I know, Sarah, you have a video that talks about this a little bit on your channel, so I will link that in the show notes so they can see that if they want.
We already did.
Yeah, we
Cheers.
already did link that actually. But yeah, so we're just gonna talk about like how we think that'll affect the WCA, thoughts on it, like if it's good, if it's bad. For those of you who don't know, quick backstory. Basically, Rubik's announced recently that they're teaming up with Red Bull, and that is the Red Bull that you've heard of, not some obscure Red Bull. But yeah, they're teaming up with Red Bull to create the Rubik's / Red Bull World Championships in 2018. And they are actually calling it the World Championships, which is one of the things that a lot of people have a problem with because they are not involved with the WCA in any way. So a lot of people think that's really wrong. Some people are okay with it. Basically, they're going to have 3 events. What is it? Speed solving, which is just 3x3.
Yeah.
Fastest hands, which is one-handed without inspection, and and match the scramble or something. What do they call it?
Wait, I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
but
It's basically just match
yeah.
the scramble. I think that's also
Yeah.
no inspection, and it's best of 1 or something. Basically, people are going head to head and competing in these 3 events, and it's going to be like a whole big thing. And they'll have qualifiers in 17 countries. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
If I may start off,
Sure.
I would just say that I would definitely say there was an overreaction when it first came out. This is not directly attacking the WCA. It's just them doing something different. So,
Yeah.
do I understand why people are angry about it? Yeah, absolutely. Do I understand why WCA people are angry about it? Oh yeah. Like that's clearly apparent,
Yeah.
and they should be angry. But I think that the general public's anger is more based off Rubik's as a brand and what they have done cubing-wise, not just from this move, but in the past. So, for a moment,
Yeah.
as a thought exercise, let's take this championship out of context of Rubik's. I don't think that the backlash would still be there. I think there would be maybe some annoyment if... Annoyment? Is that a word?
Annoyance.
I think that is a
Annoyance.
word. Oh,
Annoyance.
yeah. I feel like that would be a word though. I don't know.
Some annoyance, if anything, because of that name. But like, I don't know. They're not like saying like we're going to sue the WCA and take them down. They're not actively doing anything. So as a result, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to do their thing. This is their attempt to mainstream, like make cubing mainstream. It will be cringy for actual cubers. No actual cubers are going to seriously go and compete with this, and it'll eventually die. And like that's that. Because Red Bull's a corporation, they got to make money. So if your biggest demographic, cubing, is not involved in your world championship, then you're not going to make money.
Yeah.
They're like really far away from like coherent regulations also.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people like this is a competition. Unlike the WCA, this is a competition for the best speed cubers. So not everybody. Like the WCA has everybody, includes everybody, right? And this is different. So the best speed cubers are going to want the regulations that they're used to. That's why Rubik's was negotiating with WCA in the first place, and why they should have stuck with that, but they didn't, of course.
Yeah. And one other thing that a lot of people don't like, I forgot to mention this, is that you are required to use Rubik's Brown's puzzles, which is very restricting, and I think there are a lot of problems with that. But, you know, like, even, are you allowed to magnetize them? You know, like, could you... Yeah. Would that be illegal under the regulations, or like, can you lube them? Is that okay? Like, you know, to what extent can you make these puzzles usable?
Right. So here's my bottom line. I'm going to answer a few questions. Do I think that the argument that providing competition to the WCA will help improve the WCA is valid? Like, I know like several people have made that, like Chris Tran has said that. I think that's a valid argument. I don't think it will necessarily happen, and I don't think I would want the Rubik's Championship to exist. Like, if I had the power to do that for some reason, like I wouldn't do that just to like create competition. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Do I think the backlash was too much? Yeah, they're not actively attacking the WCA. Is it going to be annoying? Yes. If I feel like they're going to start doing like random stuff, like saying that the actual world record is whatever world record is in their event or something.
True.
That's going to be annoying for us, and like just in general, them trying to make it mainstream, and like ignorance has a negative connotation, but the ignorance of like the general public towards like the other side of cubing that's should be the cubing that is mainstream, or people, at least people know about, like that's going to be annoying too, just to watch that happen, and like people get the wrong idea about cubing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we shouldn't do anything to shut them down. We shouldn't petition Red Bull to like stop their sponsorship. Like, just let it happen. It's a free market. Like, it'll fail by itself.
Wait, are you saying it's gonna fail?
Yeah, I'm pretty, like, in my opinion, it's gonna fail.
Interesting.
And if they...
I definitely agree. Oh, you...
just one more point. I'm sorry. I've talked the whole time. I'm sorry. I just feel that if they did it the right way, it would be really cool. Like, if they teamed up with the WCA, like, made it official, and, like, had an official Rubik's World Championship. Like, that's an exciting idea. You can't deny that. Like, it's Rubik's, right? It's the OG, right? Yeah. So, like, that would be cool. But they're doing it the wrong way. Yeah. And
that's
if you take it out of the context of what they've done in the past and with the lawsuits and all that stuff, it's, like, slightly annoying. If you put it in the context, because you can't just take it out like that. They're Rubik's. Like, you got to take into account all they've done. Then it's a little more than annoying, but I don't think we should do anything about that. It's like frustrating level, but
I think the only way to petition it is to not compete. You know, like I'm sure like some of the fastest cubers definitely will not be competing in this. Like, you know, there probably will be a couple fast people who will get involved.
I'd say more than a couple.
I don't know. I mean,
like the money.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. I don't know.
And I would honestly say if I was in that position, I would go and do it for the money.
Same.
Could be worth it.
Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could...
I mean...
Wait, yeah?
Oh, I was going to say, I definitely agree that it was kind of like a, oh, Rubik's has done it again situation with the reaction. It was like a, oh my god, like, what do they keep doing? Because of everything that they were doing before, it was just like another, like, well, they're just screwing up more more and more every day, like.
Yeah.
And so that's why people were just getting really frustrated by it. But I'm definitely, the part that frustrates me is the fact that they were possibly going to work with the WCA and then dropped it, and that was just kind of like, yeah.
So, oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go.
But like, how would they keep the format of the competition as it is and then include the WCA and make it all official? Because, like, all the events are pretty different.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know though. Maybe it would have been a different format if they ended up going with the WCA.
Yeah, they don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're just a company. They don't know about cubing.
Yeah.
They really don't. And like that's the issue. That's the issue.
And that's the reason they aren't doing, like, they don't do
Fastest
well in the market with cubers, is because they're not aware of the community anyway.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
So if I was running a big corporation like Rubik's, would I be sore that like my idea was like, okay, what I'm about to say might get some people frustrated, some listeners frustrated, but just stick with me. All right. That somebody knocked off my puzzle, right, and is making a lot of money because like there's a whole community around it now. Yeah, but like I'm a business. You gotta adapt. Like you can't just keep like
You
can't just keep on the same path, right? And so if I have this huge market I can tap into, you gotta adapt. You gotta be the one who's like gotta be the beneficial person for like the cubing community.
Yeah.
So if I was Rubik's, I would say to the WCA, look, we want to make this official. We're gonna help sponsor you. You got to change a few things, keeping them reasonable. You're not just gonna use Rubik's products, right? You got to use Rubik's names or whatever. Like change some names to like Rubik's Pocket Cube instead of 2 and 2. I don't know. They wouldn't do that, but you get the point. Like not major things.
Yeah.
And then do some things to benefit it. Like throw in some more money to the competitions. Like get some like cooler places for worlds. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the whole get the
more
scramble
advanced things.
Yeah, like their whole idea with like matching the scramble. Yeah, I know for us it sounds a little like stupid, but like it's a new event. Like I'm dying for a new event. Like
that's true.
I know this is a big argument too. I'm personally dying for a new event. So like even if they tried to push that and said like make this an event, like that would be a beneficial thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They did it the wrong way.
Ava has to go paint her room.
Bye.
Okay.
I have to paint my room.
Ava has to leave. So but we're gonna continue. Bye.
Bye, Ava.
Oh, Ava, give him a K. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Okay. So so Ava has gone, but she's still here. So this is awkward. Okay. Now she's gone. Okay. Yeah. So Ava's gone, but we are going to continue this conversation, and then we're gonna do some cubing in the news. So it's gonna be good. I was gonna say like I think Rubik's needs to understand that, you know, sure, they invented the cube, but like the WCA invented the community. You know, it's not theirs anymore. Like the puzzle is theirs, but everything that's going on with it now is not theirs. And so if they want to like take control of it, they're going to need to put in like real work and like effort to try to, you know, convince people that they're doing the right thing.
That's actually a good point, though, of like what seems to be going wrong. It almost feels like they think they can control the community, so like even because they invented the puzzle. So now it's like with the whole cubicle thing too, like they think they can control the market despite the fact that the market has been growing completely independently of them for all these different cubes. So like it's not really under their control anymore. And then the same thing with like the competition too. But I definitely agree that it's like less of a massive thing to get angry about and more of just like kind of really annoying.
Yeah.
I'll get angry and petition when they go after the WCA.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I first saw this like on the bus on the way home from school one day, and I was like just browsing speed solving and I saw it, and I was really like I felt attacked when I first read this because like
me too.
Like, gut reaction is this is not good, but I mean, you know, I think we honestly just need to wait and see how it goes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because what I was saying with the overreaction. It only takes one person to overreact and then one person to read that person's overreaction.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, what are you reading when you go to Facebook? You read everybody's comments. Right? You don't go straight to the article, read the whole article like you haven't seen all the comments yet.
Yeah.
Like, even if you read one bad comment and go to the article, you're now reading it with like a confirmation bias that whoever you just read was correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're reading it for all the negative things. And that's an issue. Like, it's not in like an isolated vacuum. Like, I think this would have not been as much of a big deal if like people hadn't overreacted about it. And like I got the same gut punch when I read it at first.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah,
because
I
of
read
what I
it-
saw.
Yeah.
But now we have the benefit of hindsight. It's not, people are not even talking about it anymore. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I think Cubers are just gonna let it happen. You know, see what comes out of it. Maybe some Cubers will take advantage of it and make some money. That's okay. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see who shows up.
yeah,
Like,
that will be
that's
very
what I'm
interesting.
interested in.
Yeah.
Because I know the majority of the community won't show up. There might be like fast people who, like you said, want to take advantage and make some money. But other than that, like, who is gonna show up? Besides
Yeah.
that, kind of.
Yeah, like I wonder if Felix is gonna do it. You know, like would
Probably
Felix
not.
go to this kind of thing? Like it
I
yeah.
wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Like my gut feeling
And-
is that he wouldn't, but I mean you never know.
True.
And if they went, like, the community would kind of not give up about it. Like, as in, like,
Yeah.
like, if Felix went, he'd probably get a lot of hate about it. So it's
That's
not
very
just
true.
about,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
that's true.
yeah, his reputation is at stake as well.
I think the
Yeah.
people who will be able to benefit the most from it with the least backlash are like the relatively unknown cubers who are still like really fast and could win.
Yeah.
You know, like those people, they're not gonna have, you know, like people who aren't like such big names in the community who can like just get away
Yeah.
with things like that. Like they're gonna make out like bandits.
Yeah. So all things said, the way that you should act as a listener is like no hate. Like, we get that it's frustrating, but you shouldn't automatically hate on somebody. Like, I'm all for hating on a corporation. Like, they're a faceless brand, you know, but like, person's not faceless. So if you're frustrated with the whole thing, like beyond frustrated with the whole thing, angry, petitioning about the whole thing, that's great. It's your
Yeah.
opinion. But don't go after people because of it. When this thing comes around and it's actually happening, don't go after people. It's not worth your time. And yeah, so if you don't want to get involved, don't get involved. It won't be successful. That's all
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah.
And even the people that were featured in the promo, like
that's the other thing I was going to say. If
Yeah.
you're going to be frustrated about anything, be frustrated about two things: what they did to Dana and what they did to WCA.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that because like people saw the video and they're like, wait, why is Dana in that? And then
Yeah.
she explained later, but I don't think a lot of people saw that video.
It was a good video. She explained everything
Yeah.
very well. But yeah, basically like she didn't know that they weren't gonna be.
Yeah, she was told that the WCA was going to be involved, and
Yeah.
then they weren't.
They might not
Also-
have been lying, though. Like, to give them the benefit of the doubt, they might have told
Yeah.
her that while they were still working
Yeah.
with the WCA.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
But then
I don't
it's
know.
also their responsibility to inform her
Oh,
when
yep.
it got broken off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she shouldn't be informed when the video comes out and then the WCA talks about it.
And again, it's like a knowledge thing. Like, it may not have seemed like a big deal to them.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe she like signed something that says something, but again, with the benefit of the doubt thing, but like, they just don't know that it is a big deal to us because like people have worked like their entire lives to make the WCA like, or a large chunk of their lives to make the WCA happen.
Yeah.
Like a lot of their adult lives.
Yeah.
Like that's been their primary work. Like that's real. That's a tangible thing. Like the WCA isn't just some sort of like thing for fun, you know, like it's people's lives and their work.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
important thing. So it shouldn't be like messed around with like that. But
Yeah.
like, and it does good things. But
Also, I think it was just kind of a slap in the face how they misspelled Dana's name too. Like
Oh yeah,
did
wait, what did
they?
they put again?
they wrote her name as Dana Ding. It is Dana.
Oh
Yi.
yeah.
I'm not sure how you spell Y-I as D-I-N-G, but
Yeah,
I didn't
No
even
idea.
see that. Are you serious?
yeah, they
Yeah, I
actually did
remember
that.
so
in
that.
one of
I
the
bad.
remember
promo
that. That
things.
actually happened.
Yeah,
Yep.
they called her
Oh my
like
God.
fastest female cuber, Dana Ding. Like,
We're like, who is Dana Ding?
like you just know the WCA would not do that, you know?
Yeah, because the WCA is people.
Exactly.
This is kind of unrelated. Like, to do with the format again. Like, do you like the format or like the 1v1 thing? Because I think it's pretty cool. Because cubing now, I think, is pretty, like, to most people, it's kind of boring to watch. And I think the 1v1 thing would make it a lot more interesting and, like, appeal to a lot more people. So, like, if they did go through with it, like, could that be an event that's added, possibly, to, like, normal competitions?
Yeah. I would say, I agree with you. It's, like, a better viewing format.
Yeah.
And, like, they both have their benefits, and, like, in general, the WCA is, like, I always said, like what I said before, it's, like, for the individuals. It's not for, like, the fast people, just for the fast people, you know? Like, it's, like, the WCA is built for everybody, and with that purpose in mind, I think that the individually based time things are better.
Okay,
But I also think that, like, Rubik's, like, if they were to partner with the WCA, that's something they could have, like, added and, like, benefit the community.
Yeah.
So,
I
also,
think the 1v1 thing would be really intense and cool to watch, but, like, I don't know. I mean, it kind of goes against the regulations. Like,
Yeah.
it's very distracting for the person who hasn't finished their solve yet when the other person is just has just finished. So, I mean, I don't know, but it's interesting. I think it would be fun to watch.
It's kind of like the Sail or Guanlong challenge. Like that kind of format. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like a knockout
those are
kind of
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
The only issue is that with that, which isn't an issue with the actual, like, event, the sale challenge stuff, is that once you get to the end of the day, all the older cubers have left, and it's just an entire pool of little kids.
Yeah, no, the sale challenge this year at Nats, that was like Adam and I were just watching, like,
that was terrifying.
it was. Like, when,
it was legitimately terrifying.
And how
Also, I
Durkee
found
won
the
that,
Dana
too.
Ding thing.
Oh, you found it? Link it in
I
the
didn't
show
find it on the
notes.
website. It's Alex Moss posted it on Facebook.
Oh, okay. So another thing about the Rubik's Red Bull World Championships is that they're actually separating it by gender. So there's, like, a separate thing for male and female cubers. So that's kind of controversial too. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I think it's, like, silly, but I don't think it matters that much. Like, it's
we've
not
already,
a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not like a fighting
We've
point,
already
but, like, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
We've already established that, like, female cubers can be just as fast as male cubers.
Yeah.
Like, the only difference is that, like, not as many females
Yeah,
participate
it's
in
literally,
cubing.
like, I think the
Like,
only reason is
that's the only
concentration.
difference.
Like, yeah, it's just concentration. I think it's literally just because there's not there's not enough female cubers, so it seems like the top female cuber is, like, still far below the top, like, male cuber, but I think it's just because there's not enough in numbers. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It's just a matter of
capability.
numbers.
It's
That's
not a
literally-
skill thing at all. It's just,
Yeah.
when you have more of
It's
one
like probability
group-
almost.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's another great thing about cubing compared to, like, other sports. This is the other thing I wanted to mention. I knew at some point in this podcast, like, the sports thing would come up because, like, Sarah and I have debates about this all the time in comment sections.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm, like, a big
where do you both
proponent.
stand? Just, like, catch me up on this.
Well, we're opposites. I'm a big proponent of, like, that cubing is a sport, and
Okay.
she does not think cubing is a sport.
I don't
so, like,
think cubing
when
is
she
a
mentioned,
sport.
like, the spectator thing, like, this is one of her points.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I knew they would come up. But I don't want to discuss the whole thing. I just thought it was funny because I knew it would come up eventually.
Oh, man. That's funny. Secret backstory between you two.
Yeah, no, you should find some of these comment threads. Like, we wrote
God.
paragraphs to each other.
Really?
Like,
I felt
no.
very
I don't
pressured
know
to
about
write
this at
something
all.
long back.
what?
I felt very pressured to write something, like, long back because your one is so comprehensive, and I was like, what the heck?
Well, DG will be the first one to tell you that, like, I'm pretty competitive when it comes to, like, debate style arguments.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
both of us are the type of people to, like, do research for, like, an hour, come back, write, like, an essay, and, like, send it off.
No, you give Adam a sentence he doesn't agree with, and he'll come back at you with a 10-page essay.
Oh man, I think that's apparent too, just on, like, the podcast. Like, when we started this, like, discussion, like, I went off for, like, 5 minutes straight without letting anybody else talk. So, like, we were getting close to, like, the sports thing, so I just decided to mention it. But what I was saying is that, like, if you look at, like, I don't know, baseball, football, like they're male, female leagues, right?
Yeah.
And like the male ones are the popular ones. If you look at like soccer in America, I would even say that probably the male sport's like more popular, but like female Olympic, like if you're talking about Olympic, the female, it's not a separate league. I don't know how to say it. Like the female category, I guess, is more popular Olympic level. So like, whereas in other popular sports it like goes either way, and cubing, like there's clearly no advantage or disadvantage for each gender. You know, like if you put like female basketball players against male basketball players, that's a disadvantage because males are taller. Yeah. You know, so like, and there's no such thing as that in like cubing. So that's why I think it's a really good thing.
If you're taller, well, some people argue that if you're taller, you're worse at feet because it's harder to see the cube. So it's possible that females have an advantage in feet.
That's true. Like,
that means Dana should start practicing feet.
Yeah, she really should.
My feet are too big for feet. I can't do feet. I'm not like ambidextrous enough to handle a cube with my feet.
I don't think that's what ambidextrous means.
Ambidextrous means you can use either hand.
Is dexterous a word?
Yes.
Yeah. Just say dexterous.
I'm not dexterous enough.
Or just I don't have the dexterity.
Dexterity. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Toe dexterity.
All right, so I guess that's gonna wrap up our Real Talk Cubing discussion for this episode. But before we leave,
it says Real Talk Cubing, like it sounds all serious, and then the only thing we have under it is
it sounds all serious, and then Dana Ding.
The Dana Ding.
But yeah, before we wrap up the episode, we do have a Cubing in the News article for you guys. I don't mean to overhype it, but this is definitely one of the better ones we've had. So I'm going to link it in our chat for everyone to see. It's called Amaral Scores Personal Best at Cube Contest by Patsy Root.
Already great.
Yep. So I guess it's not that long. So Sarah, if you just want to like read the whole thing, you can do that.
I'll read the whole thing.
We'll pause in between, probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll definitely like pause in between to make fun of it, but
Amaral scores personal best at Cube Contest. Wait, is this a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I read it at first, and I was like, what?
Yeah. No, it sounds like a nationality or something.
Yeah.
Okay. A constant sound of clicking fills the room, like so many giant spiders approaching their prey.
Oh my God.
So right off the bat, I've never heard spiders click.
That's also terrifying. Like, that's legitimately terrifying.
And how they say so many giant spiders. Why
I'm
like,
such a bad
like
comparison.
West Side Story, where like spiders go like approaching and like snapping, like.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's terrible. Like, why would you describe like a cubing competition as just a swarm of spiders coming at you? Like, what?
We're one sentence in, and this metaphor has already beaten the Flash metaphor.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like the Flash.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, if I ever hear spiders clicking like Rubik's Cubes, I will be scared out of my mind.
Oh, man.
I guess I can imagine. This just reminds me of the Percy Jackson series. It reminds me from, I don't know if any of you read.
I did.
At one point, I mean, it was in the Heroes Olympus series where like there's a point where there's like a bunch of spiders like approaching Annabeth or something.
I don't really remember.
I don't know. That just reminded me of that because like that's like, when have you ever heard of a swarm of spiders crawling at anyone?
Okay, wait. So how about this? If I play this sound for you, do you instantly think spiders?
Spiders.
Yes, spiders.
It's like the reporter walked into the room and was like, spiders.
No, I just think it's a classic case of like trying too hard with the
Yeah,
metaphor.
probably. They're like, what clicks?
Yep.
It's like, we need to convey not only intensity, we need to convey amount, we need to convey like speed.
Yeah.
What can we use for that?
Spiders.
Spiders,
But-
many of them.
I will say that the next sentence I like. It's quite eloquent.
All right. So Sarah, you can continue from there.
Okay, so, like so many giant spiders approaching their prey, yet the sound is padded, rhythmic, and almost calming, especially in this expansive gymnasium at Hamilton High in Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's not bad. That's a good
Yeah.
sentence.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That is a good
that's like
It's
a
one
normal
for two.
rule.
It's for competition for azcubing.com, and kids have traveled here from as far away as Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado to compete with other speed cubers in quotation marks, and hopefully score another PB, personal best. They have a quote. "I can't wait to get here and be surrounded by people like me," said Colin Amaral, 12 of Wickenburg.
I'm just
His
kind of
parent-
confused by this quote. He says,
People
"I
like
can't
me."
wait to get here."
Oh yeah.
Isn't he there? Yeah.
Yeah, he
that's
should
true.
be there.
Boy, I can't wait
I
to
couldn't
talk on
wait.
the podcast.
I can't wait to participate in this podcast. It's just I feel like the way, I mean, obviously it makes sense, but for some reason the way it was worded at first, I was kind of like surrounded by people like me. And I was like, well, of course you are also a person.
Oh. No, I think
I can't
I'm
wait
sure
to
he
be
didn't
surrounded
say.
by people. I mean, my friends. I am not an alien.
I just read that sentence really weird, but anyway,
Oh, man.
continue.
It kind of makes me
Yeah,
imagine
no,
of
it's
him being
not bad
surrounded.
yet.
No, it kind
Okay, go
of
for
makes
it.
me imagine like him being surrounded by like animals or something before this.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
like people like me.
Okay, his parents are Kenny and Rebecca Amaral, also of Wickenburg, and graduates of Wickenburg High School. Did that make sense?
No, like graduates. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I read
yeah,
that
yeah.
wrong.
Is that a word
my,
in Australian?
My mistake. No, that is
that a word
definitely
in
a word in
Australian?
Australian.
In Australian. Oh
CG.
goodness.
Oh, man.
I had to say it.
The young Amaral had been solving the Rubik's Cube since 2015 when he received one for his 10th birthday.
They make. I just find this really funny how they make Amaral sound like a like a creature.
It does sound like
Like the young Amaral. Like
The
the
young
young
Amaral.
jaguar has been hunting prey since I don't know, like a documentary.
I don't know. That's not bad. Like, replace it with like, I don't know, the young Einstein.
Yeah,
lived.
yeah, I mean,
like it's
technically
legit.
it's grammatically correct,
The
but
way
it just
that last
strikes me
name
that-
sounds, I guess you just like don't hear it that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Amaral's third competition and he's entering in Rubik's 2x2 and Scoob. Don't ask.
We're writing an article
Don't
about
ask.
Rubik's cubes. How do we describe Scoob? Just put it. Don't ask in parentheses.
just make sure no one tries.
Yeah.
It's literally their job to explain it.
In the speed cubing world, only the original 3x3 is known as Rubik's. I love how they put spaces in
What?
between the 3,
Oh.
the X
Yeah.
and the 3.
3 space X space 3.
Why?
In the speedkeeping world, like, does anybody refer to the 3x3 as Rubik's?
Hey, what are you competing in today? Let's see, 2x2, 4x4, Rubik's, and 5x5.
Scoob, don't ask.
Scoob, don't ask, am I right?
Okay, the others are simply called cubes or puzzles, like the pyramids, which is, of course, a pyramid. The
Oh,
largest
no, it's not.
So they can explain what a pyraminx is, but not a scube.
Don't ask about that one.
And like they say, of course, like, oh, yeah, of course, but scube, no.
The largest cube
Oh,
in the
man.
competition is the 7x7, which takes at least 2 minutes to solve by the fastest cubers. The world record holder is Felix Zemdegs from Australia,
Oh.
with a 2:17 solve time.
Felix with an X.
Felix with an
Of
X.
course.
By the
always.
way,
Oh yeah.
I said no, it's not for the pyramid thing. Did you hear that when I said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
I had a brain fart and I thought they said triangle, and I was like, it's not a triangle.
Oh wait, I thought
Wait,
you
you
were being
actually thought it
sarcastic.
wasn't?
No, I wish I was being sarcastic. Then I looked at it again. I was like, oh wait.
Oh man.
Turns out I'm the fool. Because at first I was like, that's not even a 3D object. And I was like, wait, a pyramid's a 3D object.
I mean, I guess it's technically not a pyramid.
Well,
but,
It's a pyramid.
well,
it's a triangular pyramid.
Yeah, it's a triangle. Yeah.
Or a tetrahedron if you want to be. Like,
yeah, they're not being specific with
Yeah.
what type of pyramid. That's true.
Yeah, they just say pyramid.
Okay, at Saturday's competition, Amaral finished 8th in 2x2 and 14th in the Rubik's Cube out of 65 competitors. He scored his first competition PB for 3.24 with a 3-move solve for 2x2.
What? Wait, what?
Okay, so, first of all, 2x2, 4-move limit.
Yeah, isn't that
So-
And
illegal?
if you get a
Three moves.
3.24 with 3 moves,
That's
Yeah, that's not good.
that is less than 1 move per second.
Oh man.
And also, like, the grammar is just off. He scored his first competition PB for 3.2.
Do you know how to use prepositions?
Like,
Preposition.
like, he scored his first competition PB between 3.24.
He scored his first competition PB on a pawn.
1,
A
2,
pawn.
3. Solved. PB.
Amaral also entered in the Scoob, a cube with irregular pieces, and scored 11th.
Oh, so now you
They're
can explain
explaining it now.
He said, "Don't
Yeah.
ask."
Amaral's brother Aiden solves the Pyraminx, but it was not entered as an event in this competition. Colin's really fast, Aiden said of his brother. He did really good today. Nope, I read that wrong. He did great today. I had fun entering the results of all the events on the spreadsheet, judging and practicing my Pyraminx. That sounds so boring. Nobody has fun entering results on a spreadsheet. Oh,
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of boring work. Like, I mean, making the spreadsheet would be fun, but entering the results, like, you could do better. Like, I like how he says practicing my Pyraminx. Like that just sounds. I don't know why. I just get like a weird feeling from that. Like, it just doesn't sound
Imagine
right.
like you had to relearn the cube every time you picked up a different puzzle.
What do you mean?
Like-
like.
No, like I solved my Pyraminx in an average of 3.4 seconds.
Oh.
But when I solved DG's Pyraminx, I gotta relearn the whole thing.
The brothers host a YouTube station with links and tutorials for those looking to solve Rubik's and other cubes or to become faster in their solves.
Oh,
channel
man.
That
is called-
sentence.
What?
Yeah, YouTube station.
That sentence
Yes.
is so problematic. They host a YouTube station.
Like I
Links
feel
and
like the
tutor-
writer
with
probably only
links.
knows.
Yeah.
They probably
Links. My YouTube channel's got a lot of links on it, guys.
not only do they have a YouTube station, they got links.
Yeah.
I know a channel with a lot of links. Good Mythical Morning has a lot of links.
Oh, very true. Oh, man. And also how they call it Rubik's again, for those looking to solve Rubik's and other cubes.
Yeah.
Or to be,
I
or
feel
to
like this
become
person-
faster.
The person who wrote this like only knows about radio, so they're like, "What's a YouTube?" Oh, it's probably just a station on the radio.
Yeah.
The YouTube station.
YouTube 102.3.
But you got to give it an animal. The
Oh,
the badger.
The what?
The badger.
YouTube and the Badger.
YouTube 101.3. The badger.
Oh man, we need Sean with his radio.
Oh, yeah.
voice.
One more sentence. The channel is called cubethecube.com, located at https://www.youtube.com/watch. And they give the rest of the
Wait, but-
URL.
So I just checked. That's just the link to a video called "How to Clean/Set Up a Cube." The channel itself is just called Cube the Cube. There is no .com in it. CubeTheCube.com is not a website. Oh, there actually is something else at the bottom. there is one more sentence at the bottom that I think is pretty
boy.
worthwhile.
Do you know youth participating in interesting activities called the Sun?
Do you know youth?
Youth participating in interesting activities. That just sounds so sketchy. Like,
Just like I feel like I could
activities.
call this place and be like, I have some engaging youths. Excuse me, youths. That's a fun word to say. Youths engaging in interesting activities, and the Sun's like, oh yeah. What? And by the way, every time I say the Sun, I picture like the actual sun. The sun is like, really? What sort of activities? And it's like, and then they reply like crystal meth. Really interesting activities that youths are engaging in.
No, it's not even youths. It's I know interesting activities that youth engage in.
Yeah, just youth in general.
Sleeping, eating, watching Netflix.
That honestly just sounds so sketchy, though. Do you know youth participating in interesting activities?
That's just.
Please inform us.
It sounds. It sounds like one of those like spam websites or like spam ad things. It's just
Yes, like all
do
the
you know
all the
youth?
spam emails I get. That would fit very well.
Oh my
with,
god,
like,
the
others.
spam emails.
So yeah, that was a pretty solid cubing in the news article. I think they did a very good job reporting on the young Amaryl.
and all the spiders.
Yeah, the spiders and the Rubiks and cubethecube.com. But yeah, that was a pretty solid article. Thank you, Sarah, for reading that for us. But yeah, before we say goodbye to you guys, it is time to announce our next guest for the podcast. So we actually do have our next guest planned this time, which is
How about that?
yeah, new
viewers?
record. But yeah, so if I could get a drum roll. So our next guest is Patrick Ponce, former Rubik's Cube world record holder. So yeah, he's going to be on the next episode of the podcast. So if you want to leave some questions for him and for the rest of the hosts. Okay, wait, the show notes are screwed up. It says leave questions for her and for the hosts. Patrick is in fact male. I have fixed that.
Sorry.
But yeah, so that's going to be our next guest. So leave some good questions. And he is male. But but yeah, so big thank you to Sarah for joining us on this episode of the podcast. This was really fun. Yeah, it was a really good time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, that's about it for this one. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them down below, and that would be much appreciated. Like, share this video, and follow us on social media in order to be awesome, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Okay, bye.
Hey, first try! Alright, that was good.
Hey.
Alright, so the next question comes from What? Adam? I was
Sorry, I was trying to say I can get it.
But I already said That's like someone opening the door and then you close it so you can open it for them.
I'm a stubborn person. That was my door to open.